Today is watering day, one of my favorite rituals, which means it's time to make our rounds on my little jungle. Inside, outside, every plant is getting a drink today, so come hang out with me while I show you how I keep this wild collection happy. So I won't be mixing up any fertilizers today, even though it's a watering day, but I am going to show you the fertilizers that I use and how I tweak them to get my Hoyas to bloom. The first one that goes in the water solution is the General Hydroponics Microflora. I put 2 teaspoons of that in there, and then I'll put 3 teaspoons of the Flora Grow, and then I'll put only 1 teaspoon of the Flora Bloom unless I'm mixing a gallon up for Hoyas. I also have in here some Cow Mag. You'll put this in before all of these, but I'm pretty bad about using it, honestly. I also have this silica here. I was told that it helps the Monstera albos hold on to their white, but the one time I used it, I think I might have overdosed it on the K2O, because that's already present in these. I don't know. I didn't really like the results that I got from that. I also have my lemon tree, citrus tree booster, some great white mycorrhizae. I'm also really bad about using that. Super Thrive for my propagations, and then I have some air plant fertilizer. I burned all my air plants using this one time, so now I just put 2 sprays in a bottle of water, or in a bowl of water, and let them soak. Unless it's been like a really rainy week, I don't actually use that either, so I just put my air plants outside. These are probably about to expire. I've had these for years, but succulent, that, and then I do use the orchid mist. I spray my orchids with this after I water them, and yeah, they seem to like it. And here I also have some of my pest stuff. This is the one that I recommend the most, is the sulfur plant fungicide. It also treats flat mites, so that's a huge perk. I try to do it, well, I definitely do it whenever the seasons change, but, and then just other random stuff like isopropyl alcohol, neem oil, hydrogen peroxide. At the top here, I have my spray bottles, my funnel, my scissors, fishing string, my microscope, my light meter, my pH and TDS tester for my carnivorous plants, and that's about it. This is my high use item cart, and over there I also keep some things that I use really frequently too that I don't keep in the garage. This is an Opuntia paddle that accidentally broke off, so it's drying out. This is an example of my Hoya fertilizer. It just has extra bloom in there. These are just waters that have been sitting out and they're ready to go, so I'm going to fill these up and we can get started. I'm going to start in this room because it has a lot of new things going on. I moved my Pallidiflorum in here, and that's what inspired me to get a second one of these poles, because no matter what shelf I put it on, it was trying to touch the ground. So now it's propped up and I can raise it as high as I need. And I also moved my Hoya linearis in here because it was creating a curtain and blocking a lot of light. So I have my water ready and I'm just gonna start going at it. This is for the Hoyas, so while I'm in here, I will show you my Hoya carnosa bloom. Look how pretty. So pretty. The other bloom just fell off. I'm hoping my Curtsii will bloom, being in this highlight. And then here's my newest Pallidiflorum leaf. It's so pretty, it's still kind of soft. I don't trust that, so it's not going in the other plant area. It actually needs to be scooted back a lot further. But here's a quick little peek at everybody. And this propagation I got from a trade is growing so fast. This little Hoya polynura, she's so cute. Okay.
to the riptide, taken away to the dark side. I wanna be your left-hand man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong. Is this movie that I think you like?
Okay, that's everybody from this area. We can move on to the next. Okay, so I'm going to start with my little pingdom. There's also an air plant and a couple Drosera babies in here, but this is my pingdom. I got some inert pool sand with carnivorous rocks and lava rock. This one's hanging on for dear life. I think I accidentally sprayed water in there and almost made him fall off, but all of these are little babies from pups off of my last ping, and I put them in here to experiment. Like that one's already turning purple, and they're hanging on. Like they're doing actually really good. I'm so surprised of the success rate in here. But I do have a couple different types of Drosera in here. There's one there, I think there's that one there, a couple here. Sorry, I don't know if my camera's actually picking it up, but they are in there. But for this, honestly, I used to like take everything off and pour it in really gently, but I've also gotten kind of lazy. The reason you want to pour it in gently is because it splashes, and you can accidentally overfill it too, so filling it slow is always good. You want to fill it super slow because it takes a minute to disperse and you might overfill it and that sounds like a nightmare. But in Mexico, these pinguiculas grow on these rocks, so this is a well-suited environment for them. And yeah, I've just really enjoyed keeping them in this because it's right in front of our kitchen sink where we splash food, water, soap, and I felt like they were getting contaminated and dying, which is why this little rosette form happened to one of my pings, and I just threw the whole thing in there, separated it out, for example, and I don't know, they're doing really, really good, so no complaints from me. On top here, I have my Nepenthes Black Magic, and oh my gosh, look at her. She's so cool. And she gets some really nice sun stressing. She's putting out new pictures. I think I got that one from PlantCon. I have my Diriana, I think it's called, Nepenthes here. She looks really cool. Look how big that one is. And she's starting to sun stress too. I used to keep her over here, but the sun comes up over there, so hopefully this is a better suited spot for her. And then my Lady Luck is obviously just going bananas. And I think I saw there's a baby plant. Get in there. Little baby plant growing as well. Popping off. But I had this one over here, but it was getting all pressed funny, so I moved it over here to see if maybe that'll do better. And look at the sun stressing. It's looking so nice up there. Wow. Okay. Oh, and I do have another Nepenthes Khaleesi that I propagated. This is kind of just like a little practice propagation, but look how cute. There's another picture coming. This is a set of my sundews, spatula sundews. They are blooming constantly. And then I think this is California Sunrise, Drosera California Sunrise. Let me see. I'm assuming the CA stands for California. But yeah, for these, I just pour. And I'm usually pretty chaotic with my water. There's usually water everywhere when I'm done. And I water these like almost every other day. So they seem to be okay. I keep the water reservoir about that high. And I know they say don't leave your Nepenthes with wet feet, but I do. And I do have other carnivorous plants around, but we'll get to those later. But here's the whole kitchen view. That's so pretty. I'm obsessed. I'm gonna go ahead and do this area next. You'll notice some of my shelves look a little sparse, but that's because I took a lot of plants outside. I don't want to fill in those empty gaps because when winter comes around, I'm gonna be in a lot of trouble. Actually, I'm already in a lot of trouble for this winter. So I also moved a bunch of my anthuriums out of my cabinet because they were just getting all squished up. And I moved them over here. So this is kind of an anthurium end. I have more in my bedroom and obviously the Pallidiflorum in the kitchen. But oh my gosh, the new regalia leaf is so pretty. And then, come on, these are just absolutely stunning. And then my lemonum is so pretty. I got a little forgetti back there. Michelle. My Splendid is doing really well. The Melanochrysum I still haven't gotten rid of. Another little anthurium right there. I also just pruned a bunch of leaves off because they weren't fitting, and yeah, I cut perfectly fine leaves off some of these plants because, like, what am I supposed to do? Here's some more Nepenthes Khaleesi. I had them up here briefly and I think I might have burned them, so I'll just let those recover. Another air plant, some Fridex. When I repotted this, it dropped all of its leaves, and now, what, 6 months later, it has 5. Absolutely gorgeous. There are dogs barking outside, so it's triggering my dogs. Oh my God, look at that West Sunny. She looks so good. She needs to be repotted. I need to pull her aside and do her more Fridex. And I need to repot this so bad. My leaves were huge. They were so big. And now they're giving me, the last 2 have been really small and dinky. I really think it has a lot to do with this. And I've noticed on a lot of my jewel alocasias, they come out funky shaped whenever they're root bound. So yeah, I'm gonna repot my dragon scale alocasia. Look at this one. How pretty is that? And then another air plant. For these, I'm going to fill the water about 2 inches here, about that high, and go right there for those. For these, this style, I just fill all the way to the top. And these, I actually will never buy these again. While they allow a lot of aeration for the roots, they dry out so fast. So I have to refill these. I only refill them every 5 to 7 days, but they should probably be refilled every 3. They're empty, so yeah. And then my Monstera Deliciosa Aurea, I water this one when I stop seeing condensation on the side, which is about every 2 weeks. So while the sphagnum moss, this is just sphagnum and leca, and while this feels dry on the top, there's still condensation down there. So I will not be watering this. When I overwater it, it hates me. So she just looks so pretty. Look at that. It has like this Polaroid effect where it starts off like lime green and then it goes into that nice creamy aurea and then turns almost beige. Yeah, so pretty.
She's been living on the higher shelf. Oh, and they come on star. Lady, running down to the riptide, taken away to the dark side.
So this happens all the time with these pots because there's these slits, and when the roots kind of protrude out, they kind of guide the water to spill out, and it's really frustrating. I'll show you on this one. So pour water through the top, and it literally just pours out the side. So I guess they want you to put the water in here, but listen. Okay, that time I overfilled it. But this is also a very realistic perspective of my watering habits. This happens every time. But yeah, this is about as, see, there's water on the ground. It's very hectic, especially the moss poles. They drip and drain everywhere. You know, it's just a part of the process. I've accepted it. Okay, just for the sake of breaking it up, I figured we'd go to the front yard before going to my bedroom or my plant room. Out here, I have a bunch of my mounted staghorn ferns and orchids. So just gonna go around watering all of these. These didn't have any yellow on them. See the yellow tips? They were absolutely perfect until I moved them outside, but I really just don't have space for them inside, and I just wanted my space back a little bit. So if this is the acclimation process we gotta do, sure. Now I'm also watering them a lot more frequently since they're out here because it is so hot, and this kind of does look like overwatering damage, but I'm still gonna wet them off full and spray them. And those are that's some of the rainwater that I've collected that I'll use in just a second. So all these staghorns are propagations off of my mother that is actually in the backyard. They did not come off of this one. This one took a couple tumbles. This one's been through a lot. I left it outside in 28-degree weather, and it looks like she's sporing. See the spores back there, that brown in the back? Yeah. And then I have this orchid. This orchid actually, this Phalaenopsis has a kiki. Look how cute she is. But instead of spraying her, I like to just dip her in the rainwater bucket. And that's good enough. So there she is. My Thai lipstick gets a couple. I did have to pull. I know they look kind of crazy right now because of all the fishing string to support them, but it had rained like 5 days in a row, so they were starting to look kind of crazy. So I moved them under the porch so they wouldn't get so much rainwater. And the snails were eating them. So yeah, look how hot pink that new petal is coming in. But yeah, so I'm just gonna leave them on the porch to kind of recover. I also moved all of these onto the porch for the same reason. Look how cool he looks. Because it rained, like I said, 5 days in a row, and I didn't want anybody to rot. And yeah, but it's been about a week, so these little guys get water. Look at the variegation on that one. I hung my rat tail cactus up here and my monkey tail cactus. Oh, this is a new one. My new caudiciform plant. I already forgot the name. I had it in plastic with a label, but I thought maybe terracotta might be better so this caudiciform doesn't rot. But when I bought it, the stems were broken, and I was so scared that I wouldn't get to enjoy it until like next season when it grew new leaves. But it popped out these new leaves like right away, and they're so soft. They're like super soft. Can you see the hairs on the leaves? That's so cool. I'm obsessed with that one. And then just another Monstera albo. It's like a marbly one, but look, there's a new leaf coming. It's kind of fun. And like I said, I do my best not to spray my carnivorous plants because these guys get distilled or rainwater only, but look at them. I have 2 different species of Venus flytraps in here, and then I think I saw, yeah, look, there is babies coming in right there, which is really cool. But look how beautiful! Look how beautiful! This one just opened. These carnivorous plants will never get old to me. I will never get over how wild and crazy they are. And then all of my caladiums, look how pretty they are. Usually caladiums look good for me for like a month, and then they look like crap. Because they come in the spring, and then by summer they look terrible. But I just keep the water reservoir filled up. And then that little tray, I just like always keep water in there. Here I have some, let's take a peek actually. I have a live sphagnum growing in here. And oh my gosh, it's actually coming to life. That's so cool. So not too long ago, one of my succulent pots rotted, and so I had to save this, and this is a bunch of cuttings. It seems to be doing really well. It's already trying to flower. And then I also took a bunch of propagations and put them in here, but it looks like the rain fills it up with water, which is a real bummer, because some of them, you know, they have roots, and even some have like new growth popping up. Like, look at those roots. So, yeah, this is rotted. I can take that out. That's rotted. Oh, I'm not touching that actually. But yeah, this is my sphagnum moss and my little succulent propagation thing. I moved this out here. I actually picked it up off the ground because the snails were eating it, and see how bad the snails were eating it? And so now it just hangs out here on the tree, and it's grown so much since. I try not to water that one too much because the taproot has filled up the hole at the bottom, and so it'll turn into a swimming pool. And then I have to tip it over, and you know, that's just dangerous. Look how much this one has grown. Oh my God, these have grown so much since last year. This was the opuntia that I accidentally broke that piece off of. I collected rainwater, and I just pour it right on the soil. And I just try to keep the water reservoirs about that high up on the pots. This one's not done yet. See how it starts to fill up? This one dries out like every other day, so I try to fill it just all the way to the top. These two don't fill it, dry out too fast. Yeah. So that's how I water those. So now we can start in the bedroom. And I recently moved this begonia in here, just trying to see if I can get it to acclimate to something other than 99% humidity. And then I put one of my Monstera albos in here as well. So I got the water, let's get started. The door's been open, but usually it's 99% in here. It's a little work I'm cutting. Cool. This cabinet is the only reason I can have this plant. I tried growing it ambient or even just slightly higher humidity, and it doesn't tolerate anything. These are all my crystallinum babies. Look how much this variegated dragon scale bleached. It was literally a half moon leaf, and it looks the exact same color. I don't know if you can tell from the back side. No. This is my ficus. This is my ficus villosa. Look how cool and hairy it is. I also have a Cissus amazonica growing on it as well. Isn't it so cool? And then I have some propagations working here. And this propagation took really well. Already has a new leaf and really nice roots. So super pleased with that. This is just like cute little clovers that were pink and variegated on one of the plants that I got. So I stuck it in here and got really excited about it. Look how the Clarinervium seedlings are bleaching a little bit. That was a luxuriance cutting, I think, that never sprouted, but a fern grew out of it, so I kept it. Another little cute Anthurium. Another queen. So I separated the twins, and I'm giving one of the twins to my mom. And I took the same node, the same stump that the twins grew off of, and it grew me these two twins. And then one of the twins actually already has this leaf here, but this node has given me two sets of twins now, which is crazy. The node that came off of this a little variegated Alocasia Ninja. She's so cute. Got a couple more down here. Some Watsonianicorms. Aren't they so cool? Purple Lombiloba. It's a variegated dragon scale. Some stump of it. Anthurium, I don't remember. See how messy and chaotic I am. And then this usually goes out in the rain as well. I just spray it. It's a Tolumnia Jacquard Rainbow, if I'm pronouncing that right. It's a type of orchid, but it has a couple babies and pups coming off. It hasn't rebloomed yet, but she just hangs right here. I can get the hook back on. And I just spray her every couple of days with only distilled water, so thankfully it dries clean. And it also just appreciates the 100% humidity, or 99% humidity this cabinet has to offer. And you're not going to believe it, but I traded a black ninja. I just traded an Alocasia Ninja for this baby pink bambino. I think it might be a little bit of a runt because it's not sizing up as much, but I don't care. It's stinking cute as heck, so I love it. And then a little variegated Lacinosa, something flame. I don't know. It was a freebie with a plant that I purchased. Couple plants in my bathroom. I have my little mistletoe cactus. It's a Ripsalis something. This Anthurium workranum. I'm trying to acclimate to room humidity. The leaves just keep doing this. This plant actually had like 5 leaves before I moved it. I put out this new leaf and then this one, but all the other ones have already died off. This is my wild table of micans. She's outrageous. She's growing up everywhere. She's huge. She just looks so cutie right there. A lot of changes happened in this cabinet. This begonia Sinbad looks rough. I need to get it out of here. My little ficus, whatever it's called, frog's foot, and then this begonia with Lacucci. It's living down here. She's really cute. She's like this fuzz to her leaf. Let me get it in the light. See how she has that fuzz? It's really interesting, and under bright light she gets quite striking and has red backs. Yeah. I don't know, I'm not feeling very inspired by this area. Yeah. This is the current state of the plant room. I did move this table over here. I needed a place for some of my extra climbing philodendrons to go, and so I guess they could have gone over here, but a lot of this light is blocked. So yeah, I'm gonna turn off the blue, put it on red. I feel like it's a little bit more accurate to the color of things. These are all of my little alocasias that I'm growing out to sell. There's some cuprias, amazonicas, longilobas, of corazons. There's some others in here I thought. Oh yeah, there's a Ninja, Bisma, Clarinervium seedlings. No, that's a Bisma. Frydek, look at the big chunk that Frydek came off of. Pink Princess, is that it? Is that a Bisma? I don't know what that is. Might be just a dragon scale. And so yeah, I'll water all of these. So these cups, they're in these trays because I've set these cups up so that I can't overwater them and pick them. I don't have to pick up each one. And I took my little soldering pen, poked a hole in it, and so I can only fill it up to that level, which is really nice. So when I'm in a hurry, I can just fill them up an insane amount. They spill out, and that's totally fine. Some carnivorous plant seedlings. Just open them up. They were due to open on August 18th. I know there's one in here. Oh, there it is. Right in the center of the screen, you see it, the little Drosera. I don't know if you can see it. There's a couple in here. That one seems to be the easiest to see. There's one right there too in the center of the screen. But yeah, just have it in this high humidity, really highlight. So pretty. My plant's like a rainbow under this light. Sometimes when I get bored of a plant, I'll put it in here and it looks so pretty. These are just propagations that I have for sale. Most of the stuff in here, it's actually for sale. This is Burl Marks that came in for free when I got in one of my pings. What else? I don't think there's anything else I really want to talk about in here. I moved my Eupii and my Tortum in here, hoping that they would be happier. And Tortum is already putting out a new leaf. Look how contorted it looks. And then Bia looks really good. And then I have all the begonia cuttings and Sinbad and my special angel cuttings. So I guess I'm gonna start watering. All done in this room, and we can go to the last area, which is outside. Okay, so it looks like it's about to maybe rain, or if it's just threatening, I don't know. I'm still gonna go ahead and water everybody normally.
Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Sometimes all I think about is you.
Over here, I have some of my Adansonii. There's, there's Adansonii in there. Here she is. Epipermanum pinnatum. Look how big she is. Oh my God, this is crazy. And usually before these leaves are even hardened off, it has a new leaf coming. But
usually I put something on TV, so we never think about you and me. But today I see our reflections clearly in Hollywood, laying on the screen.
first I'll show you this giant monstera leaf. If I can even get far enough back. There's a reference. It's huge. There's 7 center fenestrations. But this is also even more exciting. Down here I have a Thai constellation, right? Regular old Thai constellation. It put out a half moon leaf. I don't want to move it too much. Is it rooted to the ground? No. Okay. Seems to be really happy here, so I don't want to jack with it too much, but look at that. Look at that leaf. I have never seen a half moon Thai constellation. It is so gorgeous. I'm literally obsessed. I don't ever want to move it from this spot. It's clearly very, very, very happy. So yeah, she lives there now. But I wish I could get in the picture for this for scale. Like, this is my hand. Okay? That's how big the leaf is.
You need something I can never give. Fake water all across the road. It's gone now, the night is come. But sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Usually I put.
Oh, I also chopped this bad boy down. Where is he? This is the propagation. I zip tied it so it didn't blow over, but it was my Pariso Verde. It looks so pretty, but he climbed the string all the way up to the top, so I wasn't getting much light in this newest leaf. Just, yeah, I thought it didn't have enough room to grow again, and I was waiting for this to unfurl before I chopped it. So, yeah, it is pretty spectacular. It's really big too, like, it's a big leaf. But anyway, Hoya multiflora, looking pretty. Isn't this such a cool Hoya?
Late nights in the middle of June. He waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Usually I put something on TV, so we never think about you and me. But today I see our reflections clearly in Hollywood, laying on the screen. You just need a better life than this. You need something I can never give. Fake water all across the road. It's gone now, the night is come. But sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Usually I put something on TV, so we never think about you and me. But today I see our reflections clearly in Hollywood, laying on the screen. You just need a better life than this. You need something I can never give. Fake water all across the road. It's gone now, the night is come.
think I'm gonna stop here. It kind of feels like the rain is gonna finish watering all the plants for me. Thank you so much for watching all the way through, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.